Hello guys, welcome back to another movie review, and today I'll be reviewing the new Marvel film, Ant-Man, starring Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, and I think it's I don't remember how to pronounce the name, but it's Evangeline Lilly. I don't know how to pronounce her first name, so pardon me for that. But this one is about where a burglar, Scott Lang, is recruited by Mike Douglas' character, Hank Pym, to become the new Ant-Man, which is a hero that can shrink down. And it seemed obscure like Guardians of the Galaxy was, but this is probably one of my favorite solo Marvel films there is. And Paul Rudd really does well in the role of Scott Lang. You know, he gives a likability factor to him, and he provides some good comedic relief. This film is a comedy film. It's very comedy heist film. You know, it's very different from Marvel movies being a heist film, but it's not very different for being comedy. Michael Douglas really does well as Hank Pym. It's like perfect casting for him. I'm even Evangeline Lilly, I think I pronounced her name. I thought she did well in Wasp, not Wasp. Hope Van Dyne's role. But it's kind of. I felt like she could have been kind of recast. I thought Corey Stoll did play one of the better villains in Marvel films. He did really well in the role, but there's more stuff on the character again in my cons section. Michael Pena did well in the comedic. He was basically comedic relief, even though Paul Rudd is kind of a comedic relief. He is the ultra comedic relief in the film, and some jokes did fall flat with him, but I felt like he was really good in the role. Now the last person I gotta talk about here for acting wise is Bobby Cannavale. I think you pronounce his last name. I felt like not precisely he didn't do bad in the role. I felt like his role could have been really played by anyone. But the visual effects were really well for the film, especially when he shrunk down into miniature size. Near the end of the film, it kind of feels trippy. The visual effects feel trippy, and I'm not gonna ruin anything for you, but let's just keep it at that. Pacing was good, you know, moved around quick. There was like a couple slowish scenes, but it kind of picked up after that. The action scenes were really good and cool as well. There's just one during a little bit halfway through, I think, concerning a cameo from someone. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you have not watched the character, but it's a cameo with someone. I'll just leave it at that. And I really like the character arc for Scott Lang, even though it's kind of a cliched character arc with him fighting for his daughter and stuff like that. I feel Paul Rudd really, as I said before, he brings a likability for him, which I really like his character arc for. Now my problem with the film is mainly from other character arcs. You know, even though I like Michael Douglas' character arc as Hank Pym, I felt like Corey Stoll definitely could have been more developed in the film. You know, it's not as bad as Malekith was in Thor: The Dark World, but that's the main thing with Marvel movies, is that they don't really flesh out their villains, and that's a problem here as well. You know, of course, though, I actually thought he was playing a good villain until he put on the yellow jacket suit, and it's kind of just like, he kind of just becomes a throwaway character. And there's other characters that I felt like could have been used more. Definitely Scott Lang's group of friends could have been fleshed out more. Evangeline Lilly could have been developed more. But yeah, the main problem with the film is the character development, but everything else was really good about the film, and that's why it's my second favorite Marvel solo film, right behind Thor. I give the movie a 9 out of 10. Really good and fun, enjoyable film. Leave a comment box below what you guys thought of Ant-Man if you watched it. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description box below, like my Facebook page, also in the description box below. Please like and share with your friends and family. If you haven't subscribed me, please do. If not, because have a good day, and goodbye.